I would like to welcome you to the upper echelon. I want you to be honest and don't you lie. Don't you think of lying. Be for real. You're not a Bud Crawford fan. You just hate Spence, right? Hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. Fight fans worldwide, this is Upper Echelon Sports Bar, where we maintain boxing at its finest form. It's facts over feelings here. We not a boxer fan, but we are boxing fans. So that means it's non-biased, even though you think it may be no. We love all boxers because we love the sport of boxing, and we hope to progress it and get away from this false narrative that it's going in. So y'all sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride because Upper Echelon's in the building, and we gonna keep it ready. Yo, what's up, everybody? I know I've been gone for a minute, but it's your boy Upper Echelon, and I felt like I had to come through and let y'all and let it be heard from my fans that's been on this page for a while, because we've been going back and forth through the Bud and Spence series before all these casuals done start coming in there. We done looked into the intricacies and how the delicacies of how the fight might go. See, everybody want to jump in and be a bandwagon fan bagger, and a lot of people are just taking narratives and pushing a narrative and just going along with the narrative. But what's crazy is a lot of people are not really looking at the fight and how it matches up and how the breakdown goes with it. They're not paying attention to it. And if you're a member of this channel right here, you've done been through with it. Right here, Errol Spence destroys Bud Crawford, period. I'm going to break it down to you, and I'm going to keep iterating this until July the 29th, until that date. Hopefully, I'm out of the hospital by that day. If not, whatever happens, but I know I want to see that fight. And so I'm going to tell you this right here. First off, Bud's career has been a bunch of smoke and mirrors as well. People don't realize Bud has been in a situation kind of like Devin Haney. Bud has always been... Pardon me for a second. Bud has been in the situation of being able to be a weight bully against everybody he's fought. Bud coming fighting at 135. Whenever he fought anybody, he was at least 30 pounds heavier than them in the ring. You can tell. Hank Lundy gave him a good run for it, but the weight came and Hank Lundy couldn't handle it. Gamboa was working with him, but Crawford was much bigger than Gamboa, who was coming up from two weight divisions. But Gamboa was still able to stun him. Then you got Crawford going to 140. See, a lot of people forget that since Crawford's been at 147, he hasn't been that same guy he was at 135 and 140. Yeah. Pardon me. He hasn't been that same person that bounced around on his toes. Since he's been at 147, Crawford has been wanting to sit down, trade and deliver shots, and sit down on his shots like he did with Terrence Crawford, Kell Brooks, and like he did with David Avanesian. And the one person that you don't want to sit down and trade shots with is Errol, the true Spence, because Errol, his high volume first is going to push you, and then his rate is going to push you, and then eventually it's gonna be a vast amount of punishment that's gonna shut down your system. See, Crawford could have been a great, all-time great fighter, but he hasn't had the fights to push him. See, people don't realize that you have to have fights to become great. You don't become great unless you fight great people. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. They got me on all these meds, but blood poison, infections. But you don't become great unless you fight great people. Errol Spence, he's been moved in a way that each progression he's been progressed naturally. Like, as if you look at his, Terrence Crawford has about 10 more fights than Errol Spence. But Errol Spence opponents has over 217 more wins than Terrence Crawford's opponents, and have like 100 less losses. What does that tell you? Exactly. The caliber of opponent. See, while Spence was knocking out people like Bundu and Brooks and stuff like that, Kill Brook and the daggone, Lamont Petersons and Mikey Garcia. You got Terrence Crawford beating people like, what's your boy? He got Yuriorkis Gamboa, who was once a good fighter back in the day. Then he got who he unified against. Come on, man. Them names right there are not even memorable. Crawford doesn't even have a memorable fight that you can go back and watch. Maybe the Sean Porter, but Sean Porter dad ended that one right there. I'm just letting y'all know, look, it's a travesty, but if y'all want to make that money, Errol Spence is getting points. I'm guaranteeing that Errol Spence will stop this man. This is guaranteed. Or I shut my channel down and everything, bro. I have complete faith in Errol Spence and the strap season and Team Spence, Team Derrick James. It's my people. I rock with them. And this is not even going to be close. Y'all might think the Ugas fight might be harder because Errol Spence, what they don't realize, he's been holding this shit back for a minute. And everything Bud and his crew done did, they going to have to pay for it all. Do trust. I'm going to do it like this, right? People keep saying Bud's the better boxer, more skilled and everything right there. I beg to differ. I think Errol is the better boxer. We've seen Errol sit there and box Mikey Garcia, a Hall of Famer, pound for pound fighter, who everybody was choosing to win. We seen him outbox Danny Garcia. We seen Errol Spence use the ring generalship, use the jab, use the distance. That's called boxing. Errol also made it to the Olympics, Bug didn't. So if he had all them skills, he would have made it to the Olympics. And also, people forget that Errol boxed out Mayweather, messed up his eyes, as well as knocked Adrian Broner out in sparring. See, people forgetting all about all this right here. See, they living in the moment and they're not going through because they didn't pay attention to the Errol Spence story. But if you go through and check out some of my old videos, I got the Errol Spence story right there. See, Bud, he's here in the media. He's in your face. He's the Pacquiao to the Mayweather. They always threw Pacquiao right there to try to diminish Mayweather. And that's what they doing with Bud Crawford, trying to diminish Spence. But after the 29th, when y'all see how bad that Errol destroys Bud, I want y'all to all come back and say, damn, that man was right. And that's all I got for right now, but I'm going to keep it coming while I'm in this hospital or not. Because my fans, I feel like y'all deserve it. Y'all done been hitting me up in my inbox and in my Instagram, and I'm sorry for being lazy, so I'm back on my job. I appreciate the motivation. This Upper Echelon Sports Bar, and I'll be ready for you whenever y'all ready. Y'all have a blessed one. Shalom.